All right, so surfboards.
All right, yeah, waveboards. Like the first one here is the skater. This is obviously a new trend on the market now. The no nose kind of square nose kind of board, and we started last year. And this is to me like the best thing that happened to strapless kiting because it makes switching from a twin tip to a waveboard so easy compared to like the regular boards that are like a little more technical. And personally, when I start riding those boards, that's when I start liking strapless. And now, like, I can't ride anything but that board because it's so easy and
Because they're fun.
yeah, it's so much fun. So it's that new board this year. What we've done is we've reworked the rocker line, a little more rocker line, so we got better top turns out of it. We changed the channels. We have wider channels on the bottom now. So it kind of acts like a quad setup. So you have a lot of grip when you go straight and when you do a bottom turn, but we kept the thruster thriving. So it's really good top turns, kind of pretty loose up there. So you can kind of get the best of both worlds. And then we pulled in the outline too, so it's more of a waveboard, but it's still a very straight line. So it rides straight really easily, like what I was saying earlier, like the twin tip thing. So that board, you jump on it and it's just kind of cuts through the chop, versus like other waveboard that kind of like bounce around. So it's a lot easier to ride. And what we have too, compared to, if you grab, let's say, like a surfboard that would have that shape, they usually have like very full rails because surfers go slower than we do kiting. So we have a much thinner rail. So it allows you to kind of like get in and dig in, and you get kind of like the same amount of lift as you would get on the surfboard, but because you're going so much faster thanks to your kite, then it's kind of like the same thing. So you have a board that's really dedicated for kiting, and it's not just a surfboard that you get on under your feet. So it's a lot, to me, it's a lot better than the thicker rail boards. It's a lot easier to ride. It goes through the chop a lot better. So most places don't have glassy conditions. So that's awesome. And people think that those boards are mainly like small waves board, but they work well in like any size. It's really a matter of like what you like, and personally I like that because it's like so stable. But top turn is still easy. You get your foot really far back and you just yank it and it just turns really well.
Nice. Well, also this is quite nice to hang on to if you're doing strapless freestyle, because sometimes I find it hard to grip it because it's too big.
The grippy rail for airs, and it comes in two versions. That's the sports version. It's got like
sports version.
Well, it's. This one's kind of like the high-end version. It's a lot stronger. It's more expensive materials in there. We have the Sora construction, which is virtually unbreakable. It's really strong. This is kind of like a more classic construction, but it's also less expensive. So you got your options there. Next board here, new this year, is the Mutant. It's kind of like a light wind version of a directional board. The idea is like it's wide, you got a lot of flotation, you got a lot of width, so it gets planing really quick. So it goes really when the wind's light and you want to be on the directional instead of being on like a wide twin tip board. Does ride the waves too, but it's not necessarily a dedicated wave board. It's more like a directional, because everybody rides directionals now. So you ride it strapless or with straps, however you want to do.
Maybe like a good transition board for people who want to switch.
It's also easy to ride, but it's mainly like a light wind thing. It's really good for light wind because I think if you want to switch, the skater is definitely where you want to go.
Okay.
And then when we go more into like dedicated wave boards, the Global has been our like bread and butter for years. It's been refined every year. Robbie shaped him himself, and it's a really good board for like full-on surfing waves. It's like the other one, like the skater would be like, flat water and wave. This is more like a real wave board, and you ride it strapless or with straps. That works both ways, and it comes in like a girl's version, which is the Alana board. It's kind of like the same version, different sizing for it. And then finally, for like dedicated strapless wave riding, we have the custom board. It's full on, surf construction, surf shape, a lot of rocker. So it's got lots of kick when you do a bottom turn. It sends you back really, really good. So you need to be good to ride that board. You need to be able, you got to be aggressive. But once you know how to handle it, it's awesome. That's the board like Kailani and Jesse and even Kevin ride when it's heavy, real waves. That's what they ride. And for this year, the construction is a lot lighter, so the board feels like even more alive under your feet. So that's a really good dedicated wave board.